Good morning, Blue Lulus. How you doing? I've been thinking a lot about censorship lately because I think that we've been frogs in boiling water in this increasing sector of censorship for such a long time. And the fact that we have such open availability to each other has clearly been a threat to the establishment narrative that we're all supposed to accept, right? And it's more apparent now than ever. As all of these Floridian billionaire scandals are coming out, we're seeing these big creators that are like, my account's under attack. I'm at risk of losing everything just because I'm saying the truth. Just because I have this data, I have this information. I'm laying out what's so clear in front of our faces and it's being removed. I'm being censored. This is crazy. And then all of us over here in Blue Lulu land are like, uh-huh. Yeah, it doesn't feel very good, does it? Because we've been experiencing this for a very long time. No matter how much of a preponderance of evidence that we have that supports our narrative, it's considered not only illegitimate, but not suitable for human consumption. And the amount of topics that fit into that category get greater and greater every day. And it makes it very difficult to know where to turn and know who to trust. And that's what they want. Right? Because anytime that we're experiencing confusion as a society, you want to seek establishment, you want to seek authority, you want to seek an easily recognizable pattern that you can follow so that you know what to do next. And that has been greatly disrupted. And that can feel a little bit intense. So I have a question for you. Like, when was the moment that you realized, like, oh, we've been compromised? Because for me, for sure, it was the Miami Mall incident. Like, I'll probably get it taken down just for talking about it, but whatever. I'm already censored like crazy on here, so I don't care. But, like, that was almost 2 years ago now, right? And suddenly people are talking about it again. But, like, that was the moment for me that I was like, oh, yeah, we can't trust the media. There's somebody or something that is controlling what we are and are not allowed to know about things, right? Because the videos came out on here. We saw this like swarms of helicopters, swarms of police cars just descending on this mall. And the story was that there was just a bunch of kids that got in a fight and they were setting off fireworks, yet there were no fire trucks that arrived at this place. And then nothing afterwards. The police departments were like, yeah, no, it was just a thing. It was just an incident. Move on. We're not going to tell you anything more about it. Yeah, we grounded all of the airplanes over a bunch of kids fighting in a mall. Yeah, that totally makes sense, but we're not going to talk about it. Move on, right? Well, that's what they're trying to have us do for everything. Look at these music festivals in LA. They want us to move on. They don't want us to acknowledge the existence of the resistance, and that is a big deal. The piercing pagoda. We were all told to move on. From one of the biggest historic events that has happened in our lifetime, we were all told to keep it moving, not ask any more questions, and move on. The same thing is true for what happened in November. The incident in New York with the NFL guy and the CTE, yeah, that's not true either. The fact that 70% of the bad things that have happened in the G-strip, see, censorship, yeah, 70% of that is funded by our money. Nobody asked us if we were interested in funding these horrible atrocities that are happening there. We didn't get a chance to vote on it. We don't get a chance to talk about it. And it's just swept under the rug. Like, it's gotten really out of control. Our voices are being silenced here and everywhere, every single day. And just yesterday, Jim Diesel reposted a video saying that he basically believes that women shouldn't have the right to vote anymore. These super duper Christian conservative men said that we should just all vote as a household. And if the wife doesn't agree with the way that you want to vote, well, then that's just an opportunity for a discussion. And the other guy said, yeah, I fully support repealing the 19th Amendment. So don't believe your lion eyes and don't say anything if you don't like it. Yeah, this is some 1984 stuff. No wonder they wanted to prevent us from reading these books. But I will tell you one thing, I don't think it's gonna work. I don't think that you're going to be able to strong arm 330 million people who grew up learning about the Boston Tea Party, who were bred to believe in freedom and justice for all. You shouldn't have made us stand up every single day, put our hands over our heart, and recite that all men are created equal, that there should be a separation between church and state. Because whether people can see it right now or not, like, that has been sewn into the very fabric of our DNA. And I do not believe that you're going to be able to remain victorious, even if that means we have to put these phones down and go into our communities and speak with others ourselves. Because I don't believe that we actually dislike each other nearly as much as we are made to believe. I think that there's a lot of people with a lot of money and a lot of power that have put all of their eggs in one basket. And that basket is division, because they want to keep us fighting with each other so that they can continue to loot our entire land and hoard everything for themselves. And I don't think that it's going to work. So my mission for you today is to go and find somebody that you disagree with and talk to them. Give them a maybe share some coffee. You don't have to be best friends with them, but maybe have a discussion and realize that you probably agree about like 90% of things. And that a lot of the talking points that you get from us or from them are probably curated tightly to appeal to whatever it is that your group fears the most. And that what we should actually fear is fear itself, right? Please help me with engagement from the bottom up. I greatly appreciate it, because as you know, we are not existing in normal times when it comes to communication, but I will not be stopped. I will not be silenced, and neither should you. So no matter what, keep your eyes up, keep your feet on the ground today, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta.